Welcome to the channel. I'm Joseph, and I break down AI so you can actually use it, so let's get into it.
We are entering a new phase of artificial intelligence. For the last few years, most people have used AI as a chat window. If you ask a question, you get an answer, and then you manually move that answer into your real workflow. But the next shift is bigger than better prompts. The next shift is the agentic workstation, an AI operating layer that can reason, route, execute, browse, generate, coordinate, and help manage real work across tools. The chat bubble was the training ground. It taught people how to talk to AI, how to think in prompts, and how to experiment with reasoning models. But it was never the final interface. The next generation of AI is moving from conversation to execution. Instead of simply responding with text, the system starts coordinating tasks, opening tools, reading context, taking actions, and helping complete actual workflows. This is the pivot from assisted thinking to autonomous execution. The 2026 AI stack is no longer just one model sitting behind one chat box. It is layered. At the top, you have the super app experience, where the user interacts with coding tools, browsers, creative tools, and execution environments. In the middle, you have the routing brain deciding which model or agent should handle each task. You have the models themselves, fast models, reasoning models, coding models, browsing models, and long context systems. The advantage is no longer just having access to AI. The advantage is how well the stack is orchestrated.
One of the most important pieces is the intelligent dispatcher. In older workflows, the user had to decide which model to use. Should this go to a fast model, a reasoning model, a coding model, a browser agent? In an agentic workstation, that decision can happen automatically. The system evaluates the request, estimates complexity, checks the needed tools, and routes the task to the best execution path. That means the user spends less time managing AI and more time directing the outcomes. Different models are good at different things. Some are faster and cheaper. Some are better for reasoning. Some are better for coding, research, or high-stakes analysis. The router matrix matters because using the most powerful model for every task is not always the smart way to go. You want the right model for the right job. A quick summary should not consume the same resources as deep software architecture or legal-grade reasoning. The future is model selection by strategy, not habit. A cheaper model is not always cheaper if it takes more attempts, creates more errors, or requires more manual cleanup. The real cost is not just the price per token. The real cost is the cost of resolution. If a stronger model solves the problem in one pass, while a cheaper model needs 5 iterations, the premium model may actually save time, money, and attention. The deeper point is this: efficiency is not about using the cheapest AI. Efficiency is about getting to a correct result with the least total friction. The next major leap is not only intelligence, it is latency. When advanced reasoning starts feeling instant, the workflow changes. The user no longer waits for AI as a separate step. AI becomes part of the operating rhythm. Faster reasoning, better coding, deeper context, and lower delay make it possible for the system to participate continuously. That is when AI stops feeling like a tool you visit and starts feeling like your infrastructure underneath the work. Benchmarks are showing that frontier models are not just improving in trivia or isolated reasoning. They are moving into autonomous coding, scientific research, long horizon problem solving, and tool-based execution. That matters because real work is rarely one single prompt. Real work requires planning, checking, adjusting, and executing across multiple steps. The frontier is shifting towards systems that can stay with a problem longer and move it closer to completion. As models improve, the output becomes cleaner. Better reasoning means less noise, fewer hallucinations, fewer messy drafts, and fewer dead ends. This is important because most professionals do not need more content. They need cleaner signal, they need answers they can trust, workflows that reduce confusion, and systems that remove unnecessary review cycles. The value of AI increases when the user spends less time filtering and more time deciding. Coding AI is also changing. Early coding assistants were mostly autocomplete systems. They helped finish a line or suggest a block of code. The new direction is an execution workspace. The system can understand a project, make changes across files, run checks, maintain context, and work more like a development partner. For non-technical builders, this matters because the barrier to creating software keeps dropping. The question becomes less, can I code this manually, and more, can I direct the build clearly enough? The Super App is where all these capabilities come together. Native computer use lets the system interact with applications. In-app browsing lets it read live documentation and pull current references. Image generation can create assets without leaving the workflow. Plug-in integrations connect the system to calendars, documents, repositories, spreadsheets, and business tools. The workstation becomes a command center, not a single-purpose chatbot. A major advantage of agentic systems is multi-threaded work. Instead of doing one thing at a time, the system can schedule and coordinate several work streams. One agent may research, another may draft, another may test, another may monitor a process or prepare a follow-up. This does not remove the human. It changes the human role. The human becomes the director, reviewer, and decision maker, while the system handles more of the mechanical execution. As agents gain more capability, security becomes more important. The system has to know what it is allowed to access, what actions require approval, and which instructions should be trusted. The threat model changes when AI can browse, click, summarize, write, and execute. Good agentic systems need strict boundaries, permission gates, audit trails, and defenses against malicious instructions. More power requires more control. The browser is becoming one of the most important AI surfaces. An AI native browser does more than display websites. It understands pages, remembers context, helps navigate information, fills gaps, summarizes research, and can assist with actions inside of web apps. This is where the line between search, browsing, and execution starts to blur. The browser becomes part of the agentic workstation because so much modern work already happens inside web-based tools. Agent mode is the point where the system starts moving from suggestion to action. Instead of only telling you what to do, it can help do it. It can browse, compare options, prepare forms, organize information, and carry out steps with approval. This is powerful, but it also requires discipline. The user needs to set clear goals, review important decisions, and keep sensitive actions behind approval gates. The best workflow is not blind automation, it is supervised execution. Prompt injection is one of the clearest risks in this new environment. If an AI system reads a web page, document, email, or hidden instructions, malicious text can try to redirect the model. It may attempt to override the user's goal, leak information, or create unauthorized output. This is why agentic systems need contextual reading controls, source awareness, tool permissions, and confirmation steps. The more an AI can do, the more important it is to control what it trusts. The economics of AI are becoming more segmented. Free users, budget users, professional users, power users, and teams and enterprise all have different needs. Some people only need light assistance, others need reasoning, coding, advanced context, and reliability. For serious builders, the question is not only monthly price, the real question is whether the plan supports the workload. The wrong plan can create bottlenecks, while the right plan can become a productivity multiplier. A premium AI plan has to justify itself. If someone is paying around $200 per month, the system needs to save serious time, unlock serious output, or support serious work. For casual use, that may not make sense. But for researchers, developers, content creators, consultants, and business owners that use AI every day, the calculation changes. The upgrade makes sense when the AI is not entertainment or convenience, but part of the operating system of the business. There is still a gap between individual AI power and team-level intelligence. Business plans may offer shared workspaces, connectors, and administration, but many teams still struggle to capture spoken decisions, preserve context, and turn meetings into usable knowledge. The next breakthrough is not just smarter individual chat, it is organizational memory. Systems that capture what the team knows, what was decided, what changed, and what needs to happen next. The frontier is becoming more competitive. OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and others are pushing different strengths: coding, long context reasoning, workspace integration, multi-model work, and autonomous execution. The winner for any user may not be the model with the flashiest benchmark, it may be the system that best fits the workflow. For professionals, the strategic question is, which ecosystem gives you the most leverage for the work you actually do? The modern AI stack is becoming an orchestration layer. You may use one model for coding, another for research, another for browsing, another for long context analysis, and another for workspace automation. The important shift is that the user should not have to manually juggle all of this forever. The long-term direction is a unified control layer that routes work intelligently and turns multiple AI capabilities into one coordinated system. So here's a big takeaway, and it's simple. AI work is moving from prompting to orchestrating. Prompting still matters, but it is no longer the whole game. The new skill is designing workflows, assigning tasks, setting constraints, reviewing outputs, and using AI as an execution layer. The people who win in this next phase will not just ask better questions, they will build better systems. That is the real meaning of the agentic workstation. This is Joseph. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. See ya!